I will not settle for someone that's cheating on me. You guys, do you understand what cheating is? Do you understand that that man thinks you're not worthy of loyalty? Cheating is a form of abuse. Cheating is a form of disrespect towards you.
With Liz getting cheated on, well, that is a tea. Hey y'all, welcome to Sessa's Spill. My name is Sessa, and today we are spilling about
Liz, the wizard Liz, was cheated on by Landon.
cheated on, and the tea is that our supposed fiance slash husband came outside and admitted to cheating on her. And with Liz said cheating is a deal breaker for her. This is not something she can condone or stand. So she ended the relationship, obviously. But this guy is out here yapping on his stories and saying whatnot. And I mean, it's a total mess. You guys, let's go listen to what people thought about all of this, and I will be back.
Why are people saying that the wizard Liz got played? No, Landon played himself thinking he could cheat on Liz, got snitched on and got left. Thank you.
Like, I'm not going to come on here and ask for your forgiveness. I'm just going to come on here and ask for understanding, because I made a mistake, but that doesn't mean that I don't love Liz. I love her with my entire heart, and we have a baby on the way. And over the last 10 months, I have done everything I can to give this person all that I can and to make her happy and do all of this. And regardless of how much I care, I made a mistake. And in the middle of texting somebody I should not be texting in this moment of fucking weakness, like seeking validation, and it's just a bad behavior that I can't believe I did it. But in the moment that I was doing it, I messaged that person that I was sorry and that it was wrong. And I prayed to God that night for strength and clarity to never do that again. That is not who I want to be. It is not what I thought I was stronger than this. I thought I was smarter than this. And I let something build up inside of me that I indulged in. And it is weak and it is despicable. And in this, I'd like to just take full accountability. I don't think this should have been aired out, honestly. And there's so much, oh my God, there's so much to say that I am not going to say. But I'm taking accountability regardless. This is not something that I want to promote or make seem like I identify with. This is not who I want to be, and I'm sorry. I don't know how I could be such a fucking idiot at times. Like, throughout my life, there are times where I just do things that I know I shouldn't. And I learn, but I shouldn't have to learn this way. So I'm sorry. The final thing I'm going to say, and I'll probably delete these, I love Liz more than I could even put words to, and I've shown her this, and I've tried my best to make her feel safe and happy and protected. And while yes, I made this mistake, I want to be a great man, and I'm not there yet, but I know that a great man is one that takes accountability. I know that a great man is somebody who makes a mistake and then can be forthcoming honestly. And although I felt bad, like I should have just said, hey, I've done this thing. I feel very bad about it. I'm sorry. Like, I know what I did was wrong and this is not going to happen again. And I'm sorry. And that's how you should treat the people you love. And I am sorry. I think all the people telling me to kill myself and whatever for this thing that I am acknowledging is wrong. And it's not, it was 5-10 minutes of my life texting somebody that I don't give a fuck about, jeopardizing everything that I have. Like, it's just ridiculous. So yeah, I deserve the hate, and there's not a single person on this fucking planet that is more disappointed or upset. So I don't expect you guys to understand, but I hope you take into consideration that you can make a mistake and get better. And this isn't just a mistake, right? Like, this is breaking trust, but I realized what I did was wrong, and it's never going to happen again. Doesn't mean it's okay, but.
Never did I think the wizard Liz would get cheated on by that fucking twink. We gotta talk about this. Ooh, I'm mad as fuck for her. This is about to cause a massive fucking awakening with a type of men women need to go after. You can't fuck with no little boy. That's exactly what that fucking dude is. And this is hard because I know he manipulated the shit out of her. She's 4 months pregnant with his child. This is the problem with these fucking little boys. They're harmless. And why women like her and of her caliber who have been through shit, who have been traumatized and fucked up in relationships, you go with a guy who you feel is harmless. This is what happens. Men who ain't got no backbone, men who really can't take care of you, look after you, and be a man, their only way to survive in the world is to be manipulative because they can't protect shit. So they're going to pretend to value your boundaries and listen to you and hear you and see you. They're the most strategic and calculated fucking people. And this has me riled the fuck up because the public embarrassment she's going through, I'm so fucking mad for her because I feel like my heart breaks for her, the position that she's in right now. But I'm low-key kind of excited to see what the fuck she turns into. I love that she gagged his ass too. She posted exactly what happened. But one more angle is this ain't got shit to do with Liz's worth. This is exactly why you cannot settle in a relationship, because she's clearly the prize. She's clearly on a way higher caliber he could ever fucking even blow air to reach. I guarantee you what happened is this boy felt so shit and insecure about himself that he had to go get his reassurance and feel good about him on the side and message other people on fucking Snapchat while you're engaged, have a child on the way. This is that weak, pathetic fucking shit. We've all watched Liz grow and watch her heal from so much shit she's been through. And this is the worst one yet.
What would possess a man to marry the wizard Liz, get her pregnant, and then cheat on her? Then he proceeds to go on to social media to admit to the cheating, to embarrass her publicly, I guess. What did he think was going to happen? See, now, she forgave him. It would go against everything that she talks about on her entire platform, her entire brand. It would seem fake. We would all jump ship. She would ruin everything. He was literally trying to ruin everything for her. Well, she did what we expected her to do. She left immediately. Thank the Lord. Landon, you're public enemy number 1 now for what you did. I mean, not only did you cheat on her, you cheated on her after getting her pregnant. She's 4 months pregnant. Did you really think she was not going to do this without you? Did you really think she was going to deal with all of that? Like, have you seen any of her content? You knew she had very high standards when y'all were dating, when y'all got married, when you got her pregnant. Only to do this and have it blow up on the internet like this. I don't feel bad for you at all.
The amazing wizard Liz announced that her fiancé Landon created a fake Snapchat, met up with a girl, and cheated on her. But not only did he cheat on Liz, she's 4 months pregnant with his baby, so he cheated on the future of his child as well. Landon just joined Liz on her platform in an hour-long video about their relationship and said that it's a toxic message for women to never trust a man, and this is what I find absolutely incredible about the modern man. He has the audacity to rage against the different ways women protect themselves while being the exact reason those defenses exist in the first place. The modern man is mad women have trust issues, but creates fake Snapchats behind her back. He's mad that women are guarded, but never stops giving her reasons to be. The modern man is a faux victim and a crybaby. The modern man complains that women aren't getting married and having children at the same rate anymore, but lacks such self-control that he'll go destroy the future of his own child and the family that child is owed for 15 minutes of pleasure before that child even breathes its first breath. This isn't just about men cheating. This is about the current environment we're in, where men are out playing victim, acting like society is against them, while they run around destroying their own families, destroying the futures of their children, and destroying the hearts of the women that care about them. Liz deserves better, and every woman and child deserve better.
The wizard Liz, unpopular opinion. So I think that it was pretty clear that Landon and her wouldn't stay together forever. Why? Because when you look at Landon, you can tell that he is in his wounded feminine energy. Okay, now, when you have a partner that is in a wounded energy, you have to be in the wounded energy, but the opposite. Okay, so when they came together, most likely Liz was in her wounded masculine energy, and that's something also you can tell because she had to be very tough and very strong, etc. at a very young age. So of course she had to stand up for herself, etc. and that makes her, like, you know, very strong, very independent woman, but tends to an excess. And I know it myself because I had the similar experiences than she had, and this masculine energy is something I'm healing right now. And so when you get into a relationship having this wounded masculine energy, you cannot attract a man that is fully healed. That's just not going to happen. Okay, you will attract a man that will be in his wounded feminine energy. Otherwise, that will not click. Okay, so now what I think happened is not even that Landon is really fully aware of what he did, because you can tell that he's kind of shocked of himself and cannot explain how this happened. He's like, yeah, I don't know why I did that. I just did it. And I swear to God, guys, I was in a relationship with a guy like Landon, and honestly, I can tell you, he did not do it like. He did not do it and think like, oh my God, I'm gonna hurt her. He just didn't think. He didn't think. And like, honestly, speaking from human beings, you can blame him, okay? But energetically, you cannot blame him because he's just not healed. The same way Liz was not healed. But now the universe is just like, okay, Liz, we need you to get into your healed masculine energy so you can balance them out and you can be fully feminine in your relationship, okay? And then she will get a man. The next man she will get after being fully healed is gonna be the man of her life, I can tell you. Because it's going to be a healed man, because she will be healed. But like I said, you cannot attract a person that is fully healed if you're not fully healed yourself. And like most of the time, as this was not like, she hadn't had a lot of relationships before, even as Landon said in her video, like, this is your first real relationship. She was not fully healed. Landon was just like, you know, a quick stop in her life. But once she healed her masculine side fully, I can tell you guys, she'll get the man of her life. I can tell you. So yeah, unpopular opinion from a person that went through the same situation, so I can completely relate.
The Wizard Liz getting cheated on by Landon is a perfect example of the black cat theory gone wrong, because if you're going to be a black cat, you better be damn sure that he's actually a golden retriever and not a lost puppy that's grateful to be experiencing you. Liz is a great example of a black cat chef's kiss, and it's something that we all aspire to be. The problem that most women find themselves in is that they don't actually end up with a man that wants to be loyal to them. They end up with a weak man that wants to obtain them, that wants to acquire them, that doesn't actually have the strength to stand by her side. And do you know what a weak man does in a very short period of time in that situation? He humbles you. He embarrasses you. He brings you down to his level, because you confused his devotion to you with loyalty when it was really insecurity and his desire for you to validate him. And that is why these ugly motherfuckers continue to embarrass women over and over again. They wanted to get you so that they could humble you. For him, you were too much. And this is the manifestation of the feeling that he was going to carry with him forever. Always be the black cat, but just make sure you're not getting a lost, sad puppy thinking it's a golden retriever.
Liz, the Wizard Liz, was cheated on by Landon. I literally had to take out my retainer for this because I've got no one else to tell. My sister's asleep, and this is wild. This is crazy. I just need to share my opinion on this. This woman is incredibly successful, incredibly intelligent, incredibly wise, incredibly in tune with who she is, and she has a crazy, ambitious dream of being the most successful woman in the world. That's her dream, that's her ambition, and she is well on the way to being that. This man came into her life, married her, got her pregnant, and then a day before made a video with her saying that she speaks 5 languages and he doesn't speak anything other than English. He knows that she's incredible. And a day after that, he made a Snapchat to cheat on her. I don't even have the words, because to cheat on a woman like Liz, you have to be deeply insecure. You have to hate yourself, because how can you have a woman like Liz and still feel the need to chase lust in this world, in this economy, in this year 2025? Like, how can that even be a thing? Especially when the woman of your dreams, the woman that any man would love and dream to be with, is 4 months pregnant with your child. Like, it is absolutely wild. And honestly, I know this is a weight loss page, but I am the princess of reinvention for a reason, because we've all been in a position where we've been with men and we've chased, you know, the highs and lows of rushing a relationship, lust, and etc., etc. But you have to at some point grow out of that. You have to settle and be with someone who's good for your soul and for your heart and who loves you correctly. And the fact that she thought she found that in Landon and he completely blindsided her with this is insane. And I would love to hear your opinions on this, because what could she have done differently other than be herself and love authentically? Because I genuinely feel like he blindsided her. I don't really think there was any signs in her world from what she's told us. I watch her videos religiously, and I genuinely think she's just 100% a lover girl, and she loved him, and he's betrayed her and let her down, which is his loss entirely. And I just cannot believe that she's been cheated on.
She could have avoided being cheated on by never dating Landon in the first place. Liz and Landon should have never been together. And if she talks about being this high-value woman and walking away when a man disrespects you, she should have walked away when he started, like, love bombing her within the first 5 seconds of meeting her. Like, when he said, "I'm gonna marry you," within 72 hours, she should have walked the other way and said, "Oh wow, I'm dealing with an immature man who doesn't even have enough respect for me to get to know me." Like, when you are being love bombed, you have to understand that is fucking disrespect. It's not cute. This is what older women are trying to tell younger women on this app. In my 20s, I thought it was so romantic if a guy fell in love with me right away. It's actually the opposite. That should show you that you're dealing with a man who has 0 emotional maturity, who has 0 wisdom when it comes to relationships and intimacy, and is not going to be able to have a masculine role in the relationship. And you can see that with Landon. He is so deeply insecure. And that should have been unattractive too. And some of this you can only learn with time. That is why we are trying to help younger women see this stuff. Their entire connection is so immature, okay? And it's like, that's what happens in your 20s. I'm not saying that they should understand everything, but they are also on the internet telling people how to manifest things. They're like, we manifested each other, like we just knew this was right. Like, they literally put out a YouTube video where he's spewing all of this horrific new age egoic spiritual narcissist advice, while in the same breath he's texting someone and trying to hang out with them and saying that he and Liz aren't even together. Like, that man is so emotionally inept that it is like at sociopathic levels. If you can have a dream woman, a woman that you've watched online forever, one of the prettiest women out there right now. She's only 25 years old. She's famous on the internet. She's powerful. She's magnetic. She's all these things. She's your dream woman. You get her pregnant. You are married to her. You guys are traveling the world together. And there is not an ounce of him that is actually connected to her. And that is going to snap her mentally. And it is going to break her faith in herself, in humanity, in the universe, whether she acts like that online or not. And it was 100% preventable. I'm not blaming her for his horrible actions. But if we don't learn to spot the signs, have pattern recognition, and walk away, this is why decentering men, decentering romance in general is so important. And then you have a prayer of meeting a good person and having a healthy relationship. How we treat romance just in general is absurd. That's why most of the time it doesn't go well, and people go through the most pain in the world over it. I gotta run. I have so much to say about this stuff. Anyways.
Women who operate in ego tend to not just attract but submit themselves, surrender themselves to abusive men. And we're seeing this with the Wizard Liz, we're seeing this with Halle Bailey, we're seeing this with Sky Jackson. I really wish women would just pay attention and learn the lessons rather than make excuses, rather than because you're a fan, you're going to say, oh, she didn't deserve that. If it happened to her, then we're doomed as women. My guy Beyonce got cheated on. I think we need to think a bit more logically right now. All of you guys are in your feelings and you're not thinking. I ain't here to kick a dog when they're down. But when you put your life on the internet and you broadcast things, you now become a case study. This is a teachable moment for those who are willing to gain some wisdom, some insights into the way life goes. You need to understand that you are always in alignment with the person you're with. And I think if you look at the Wizard Liz situation, that's when I'm saying you'll see that she's operating in ego, because you're always in alignment with the person you're dating, the person you marry. No one comes into your frequency unless they are a match. So when you want to say, oh, this man, that man, they did this, and yes, he's a terrible person. We know this. It's obvious. You can take one good look at him and see that he's the feminine and she's the masculine, and therefore there's the ego. But the problem is when women stop there, rather than saying, when I point one finger, one points back at me. And that will preserve you in the long term. You have to understand even ChatGPT gives good advice. Just because someone comes on the net and talks all this baddie stuff and be a boss and know your worth. The real tea is, for you to even respond to him cheating, go on your socials and talk, even when you're 4 months pregnant, that is even ego. But I don't think women are even ready for that conversation. Women, we talk about men and their egos, women and their egos. I don't even think we've scratched the surface of this conversation. But scratching it will actually preserve you. And I feel like a lot of people will not like me for this message. But it could actually save your life from submitting to a dusty. Submitting to someone who ain't got no respect for you. Who doesn't even like you. Because the tea is most men will probably cheat in this life. Whether they cheat on you, but most men will cheat in this life. But the man who shames you, he doesn't even like you. You understand? He doesn't even like you. Because he knew. This guy knew what he was doing when he did that to the Wizard Liz, right? But let me show you an ego. You have to understand. Ego in a woman, it's like you think you're in control. You think because of my self-worth and because of who I am, I will not. It's all me, and it's very self-absorbed. And you have to understand, men, people are predatory in nature, but men are hunters by nature. Men can sniff out their prey. So whilst all you girls were lapping it up, he knew exactly who she was. Not by her words solely. He read deeper. He read into another layer that most women will miss because they're hearing, women like the candy floss gospel. Women like to just hear the stuff that makes them feel good. Ego shows up as, you married this man, and now you're doing Q&A with my husband and all of this stuff. As a woman, when you marry, you don't publicize your marriage. Because what you're saying is, the reason I'm saying it's ego is because you're acting like he can't make mistakes like this. Like he'll never do you like that. Why would you bet on a man's balls in this life? With the context of just men, period. And one thing I want to say is, I'm not even with that gospel that, oh, men are this and men are that. No. It's just women don't get caught when they cheat. That's the only difference. But men and women are equally as bad. No one can tell me any different. It's just one has more power, so they can display the bad more. But if we were in a different society, women would be doing the same wickedness. People are people. Do you understand? I don't do this gender stuff. I just urge women to stop operating in ego and start operating in wisdom. Go within. Humility is everything, especially when it comes to dealing with people. Don't think you are above. Don't think you're too good for something. Don't think... And even I think there needs to be a more honest conversation, because I'm sorry, when you are now married and there's a child in the mix, the truth is, if that guy's not serially cheating and abusive and non-apologetic and just dragging you through the mud, you may need to learn to firm certain things. It's not an indication of you lacking self-worth. It's about you getting real about life. There's a child now. It's bigger than you. You've already been conquered. Your womb's been conquered. He's already done it. Let's not be righteous now. Now, I know that's not what people want to hear, because you're worth more and you deserve more. And I know the gospel that people preach, but I'm talking real life. Unless you only leave a man if they're actually an abusive man. This is him being an idiot, being a wacko.
But we don't know even the BTS of that dynamic. But the thing is, with the minute we already knew it was flawed because like you could see it was just she was parading him around in the TikToks and all of that stuff. You could just see the dynamic. If you have the eyes to see, you see it. You understand? I don't have to explain it. It's just some of you guys, some of you women are just slow, so you don't see things. And accountability, understand? Because if you dare take from this that I am blaming her, you don't understand what accountability is. And accountability will preserve you in this life. I highly suggest let this be a teachable moment for you, because all these the Halle Bailey, Sky Jacksons, all of this is ego. And ego will end you up in the trenches with a nigga. Okay?
I think Landon, like any other man, saw Wizard Liz and was like, wow, this is an incredible woman. She's wonderful. She's classy. She's well-mannered. She knows what she wants in life. And he was like, I want that. I have to have that. What I don't think he was ready for was the kind of expectations and standards that come with a woman like that. She doesn't need you. You have to be a very strong, secure man to have a woman like that. If you are not this kind of man, naturally, you are going to have to put in so much effort to live up to these standards. I think when he finally got her heart, he was like, wow, I am in way over my head. Like, I did not expect this to actually work. I think he put on a great show for her, a great facade, but he could not make it last. And as all insecure men do, he cheated. That's it, unfortunately. So I love that she stood true to what she preaches and she let this man. She posted about it so that there's like no possible way she would go back to him without her community clowning her. Makes me love her even more. And I think he really set men back. I think he really made men look worse. And he's joining a long list of men like Jay-Z, Barry, etc.
Landon posted on his Instagram story the conversation he had with a Snapchat girl. I don't know what he's trying to prove, but it does not look good. So starting off, Landon messages the girl, asks her, are you still in Dallas? And she's like, why? He's like, well, I just got back from London. I'm in New York Tuesday and back in Dallas for a week. Do you have any plans? And she's like, aren't you married? He says, no. Plus, just looking for friends. And she's like, well, since when aren't you married? And then Landon goes, well, yeah, it's a complicated long distance internet thing. But no, I'm not married. Not a normal life for sure. What? And she asks, so your whole relationship is fake? And Landon says, no, it's not, but I'm not married. That part is not real. And she's like, well, what does that even mean? And he's like, haha, do you want to see me? I can tell you in person. And the girl goes, I don't want to hang out with married men. I saw you wearing a wedding ring. And he said, well, that's fair, but I'm not married. And she sends him this picture of him wearing a wedding ring. Yeah, please clock him. But the audacity of this guy to say, oh gosh, that's worn for the video, but never mind, it's complicated. He's not legally married, but maybe will be. Well, that means you're in a relationship. If you're not legally married yet, you're still in a relationship. But that's what she said. She's like, either way, you are still in a relationship and you shouldn't be trying to hang out with girls. And he asked, why were you trying to come to courtside with me? And she's like, what's your point? You invited me and my boyfriend and we never came. And he's like, well, I didn't know you had a boyfriend at the time and I'm not trying to pull a fast one on you. I was just curious. But she calls him out like, well, you said it yourself, you're in a relationship right now, so why are you trying to hang out with me? And he says, well, I was not trying to date you, but you're right. Even if the situation is complicated or unresolved, I shouldn't message you. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll explain more one day. Why is this so cryptic? And then he deletes all those Snapchat screenshots and he posts, transparency, you can't be repentant and grow if you can't own your choices. What is going on? Quick side note, the messages are from the girl's perspective. So I'm wondering if these are like screenshots that Liz got from the girl and Liz probably sent to Landon as like, hey, I caught you.
I just found out that Wizard Liz got cheated on, and I fucking knew this guy was sus, because in the video where she was talking about their meet cute, she was like, oh, I was at an international airport. I think she was in Athens, and she was wearing a mask, and she was also glasses and a hat, and so like no one could really see her, and she went into an obscure part of the store, and then he found her and he recognized her from that. That is so sus. And also she said that he was a longtime fan constantly messaging her. Like, how does that not add up? Like, she was talking about how she's manifesting and attracting all this shit. She attracted a bunch of evil. But yeah, I'm so sorry for Wizard Liz, but yeah.
My friends, we go to the airport, and mind you guys, I'm wearing a cap that's like up until here. You can barely see, you can see like this of my nose, and I'm wearing a mask, okay? No one could recognize me. I think probably people couldn't even recognize what gender I was. My face, okay? Like nothing. I'm sitting, and then all of a sudden, I hear Liz. I look up, and I'm like, and guys, I do not know how he recognized me.
I do. He stalked you.
I do not know how I recognized him.
He looked at your social media, knew you were there.
I've never seen this guy in my life. Never in real life. I don't know what he looks like.
It's crazy.
He definitely didn't.
I also saw in the video that the excuse that he gave was that he was scammed by his friends and he was lost at the airport. Yeah, right.
So he was telling me he was supposed to go to Mykonos, but his friends had just scammed him or whatever, and they had canceled on him. So he's
Scam.
like, yeah, I'm going back to America. But he's
What
like,
the fuck does that
I
even
forgot
mean?
my bag where you were sitting. That's why I came back for my bag.
I don't think most men have any idea how widespread their damage is when they cheat on their partner. Because I didn't even know much about Wizard Liz before this happened, but my girlfriend, she follows her. What happened to her is atrocious. And what I've noticed is there's been a ripple effect across social media and across a lot of things where women are just, the movement's coming up again. Like, men ain't shit. And I can't blame them, because more often than not, especially when couples are in the public eye, the guy does some stupid shit. Like, he cheats on his woman. This girl was pregnant with his child, and he still decided to cheat on her. He attempted to, failed. Embarrassing for him, even more so. But my point is, why, like, it's very difficult for a man to earn a woman's trust in an environment where so many men are so ready and capable and willing to cheat on their long-term partners at the drop of a hat and throw everything away for nothing. It's disgusting, and it needs to stop. That's all there is to it.
Is cheating on a pregnant woman really that bad? Like, I feel like I see a lot of people milking that. They're like, oh, cheating is one thing, but cheating on a pregnant woman, you need to go to the deepest, darkest depths of hell. I'm not seeing it. I think all cheating is pretty bad. Like, I don't really put it into tiers. And yes, I know I'm just a silly guy on the internet wearing hoop earrings. Oh, yes, they're so fitting, aren't they? Ooh, I'm probably gay because I'm wearing hoop earrings. Ooh, yep, I would say that because I'm wearing hoop earrings. Look, I've heard it all before, okay? Just let me have my take. Are we saying that it's worse because this pregnant woman isn't in a place to retaliate? I don't think that's true at all, okay? There was a time I almost slept with a pregnant woman. I remember we were talking, we were messaging, and she's like, I'm pregnant, is that a problem for you? I was like, no, I'm actually into it. But I think me saying I'm actually into it kind of came on too strong, so then she no longer wanted to entangle with me. So I kind of missed out on the opportunity, but like, there are men like me who would absolutely sleep with a pregnant woman. And y'all know I've never had a problem being the other man, so a pregnant woman and the other man, oh. But you know what I'm saying, though? Dude, I think primarily, like, because people are like, oh, like, men like hips and like chest because it's like, it shows that they can mother a child. But they actually have like the proof of mothering the child, bro. That must be why. Okay, anyways, my point is that why? Because again, I don't feel like that applies. Like, I don't see what makes it so much worse than cheating in like any other context. Like, I'm genuinely like not sure about it.
Pay attention to the look that he gives when she mentions them assigning her a psychiatrist.
And they were assigning me a psychiatrist. So
Look at the look. He's scheming. And not only the look, he laughs.
window of it, and they were assigning me a psychiatrist. So
By now, you know that Liz the Wizard got cheated on by some guy that wasn't worth her time. And this girl came out and said that she knew Landon. And 2 years before he dated Liz, she dated his best friend. At the time, Landon was dating a bottle girl. And the bottle girl and Landon gave her advice about her man, saying that there might be something wrong with their relationship, like trying to give her the heads up. First of all, that's his friend and he's talking down on him. But not only that, the friend revealed that they would scheme in Discord. Like, hey bro, look what I did to this girl type stuff. She called them Minecraft kids, or whatever that means, but simply by looking at that video, the way he laughed, mind you, this guy comes from a wealthy, affluent family, American from Texas.
window of it, and they were assigning me a psychiatrist. So
Why are y'all telling me all this stuff about another YouTuber? Honestly, I feel bad for anyone who is going through it, but I say this, all men cheat and just get their money. I've always said this. All men cheat, just get their money. How many times do I gotta say it? I don't know. If you're gonna sit up here and tell me not all men cheat, I don't trust you, because I know you lying. I know you lying. Like, if anybody, like, whenever someone says not all men cheat, I'll be looking at them feeling sorry for them. Like, you'll figure it out. Who cares if they cheat? Do they have money to give you? You can't depend on a man to make you happy anyway. You can just depend on them to make you have a better lifestyle and give you money, and that might make you happy. So just think of it like that. Just find a man that can give you money, and then the money can give you freedom, and then the freedom can bring you happiness. That's all. Men don't bring you happiness. They just bring you money. If they brought happiness, they wouldn't have such a bad reputation now, would they? But they do bring money, so take the money, darling.
Disclaimer. Following these advice may result in leveling up and stop dating Dusties. Follow for more.
You cannot cheat on me, because the second I find out that you cheated on me, even if you cheated on me and I find out 2 months later, I'm deleting every single text message, I'm erasing every single picture, I'm deleting you on every single social media app. I'm telling my friends and family that it is like a life or death matter. If they mention you, I will not speak to them again. Like, I will erase you from my life so thoroughly that it will be like you have not existed. And you can't cheat on me if you don't exist. Like, you may have thought you cheated on me, but the second I find out, bloop, like Men in Black, bloop, you're deleted from my mind. You can't cheat on me. Because who are you? What's your name? Have we met?
One take I'm not seeing enough of when it comes to this whole entire situation is the fact that this bum single-handedly created millions of more female villains and effed up the dating lives of millions of nerdy men. We were told, girlies, go get you a submissive, nerdy man. They're gonna treat you right, they're gonna treat you good. Oh, really? Men look at the mistreatment of women, and instead of operating to be better, they operate to get smarter of how to do it better. Yeah. Get the cops on the ass. Exactly. Cheating is not an accident. It's a deliberate, consecutive amount of actions to show how much you don't like your partner. It's the thought to even want to do it. It's the fingers hovering over the keyboard to do it. The typing, the sending, waiting, planning. Like, he needs to be shunned from society. And it's only teaching these bums that are watching how to be smarter about it than being better partners. They're getting smarter at being bad partners than looking at that and being like, oh, let me be a better partner. And it's disgusting.
I think everything's been said about the Wizard Liz situation, but let's focus on the lesson. Mostly mirrors one of the things I do with my kids. If there's milk spilled all over my couch and I have 2 children, I will ask both of them, what punishment do you think someone should get for spilling milk on the couch and not cleaning it up? Now, it has to be one of the 2 kids, right? And one of the kids says, I think that they should be grounded and have all of their electronics taken away, and they should be in timeout and have to clean the whole house. That's not the culprit. That is not the kid that spilled the milk. The other kid will say, I don't know, maybe just ask them to clean it up. That's the one who's guilty. Early in your relationship, pay attention to how they respond, or if you talk about a betrayal that a friend went through. What they think isn't a big deal is usually what they're about to do. Having gone through betrayal trauma myself, the warning signs were there for me too. Not the same type of betrayal, but when I brought this one particular topic up that was like a deal breaker for me, it was divorce worthy, and I was like, how would you feel if I did that? And he was like, it's actually what ended up happening that caused the demise of our relationship. If it's not something that makes them upset that should, it's what they're about to do. That's part of the lesson.
Wizard Liz met Landon the twink 3 years ago online. He'd constantly message her to congratulate her on her success, and she thanked him. They developed a parasocial relationship. Mind you, apparently he had a girlfriend during this time. Allegedly. A few years later, she's going to Santorini and lays over in Athens. And guess who shows up? Landon, saying that he has the same layover at the same exact time and places her. So Liz invites him to go on her trip. They start dating. After 3 months, they get engaged and quickly get married. Then Liz gets pregnant, and Landon goes on Snapchat to message a random girl and get with her. Mind you, Liz is 4 months pregnant at this point, and that's when she finds out and posts it on her story that Landon is cheating on her. And then he posts a story saying people make mistakes and he does not deserve the hate, but he cheated on her.
So I think we've all seen by now that the Wizard Liz has been cheated on by her husband while she is 4 months, yes, you heard correctly, 4 months pregnant with their child. Let's talk about it. Landon, Liz's husband, is what we call the anchor man. And the anchor man, just like this man and this man, is a man who gets a woman pregnant so that he can derail and ruin her life. It often starts out as admiration. They see this amazing woman, she's beautiful, she's empowered, she's successful, and they think, wow, she's incredible, I want to get with her. And then they get with her. And then they realize, hey, I'm being referred to as Liz's boyfriend, Hallie's boyfriend, Naomi Osaka's boyfriend. And then they don't like it. And then they start to resent you. And then they start to hate you. And then they decide, I'm going to ruin her life. A bit extreme. No, not at all. And I'm going to tell you why. It's all an attempt to humble you. Just like DDG. His whole thing was Hallie's good girl image, Hallie's good girl image. And he's been trying to derail it ever since. He tried to derail the premiere of The Little Mermaid. He tried to derail it by releasing a diss song about her and then trying to tell everyone that she's keeping him from his child. It's all about control, ladies. And this is exactly why you must never, ever, ever date a man that's not on your level. Because let's be honest, Liz is light years, and I'm being kind here, light years out of this man's league. And that's obvious. That was obvious to everyone but her. And of course, my heart goes out to her because this is a horrible, horrible situation to be in when a man traps you with a baby. Trust me, I know. But there are signs here, ladies. There are always signs when it comes to men like this. And men like this waste no time. Do you remember when Liz said this?
Me and him were inseparable ever since, like literally the first day we connected and started talking to each other when we both to Santorini. We couldn't stop talking about marriage. We couldn't stop talking about starting a family.
The anchor man will always, and if you haven't seen my video on anchor man, go right ahead and watch it. He will always try to shortcut the process, okay? He will never date you for very long before bringing up forever goals, like marriage, like children. Before you know it, it'll be like 1 week and he will already be telling you that he loves you. Okay, ladies, and I want you to really think about this. What kind of person, okay, what kind of man would want to date, marry, and be with someone that he doesn't know? You have to ask yourself that, okay? Because these are the types of men who have nothing to lose. I believe that that man stalked her, okay? That man studied her behavior. He studied what she wanted. And let's be honest, ladies, this is not at all on her at all. However, you speak about your standards. You let everybody know what you want. She's known for this. He wanted to embarrass her. This was like a humiliation ritual for him, to humble her, to make her feel like, haha, now I've got you. Now what are you going to do? Because why would you do that? Someone openly talks about cheating and how they're not going to stand for it. Like, are you just trying to see what she would do? Her whole platform depends upon her standards. And you've gone out of your way to humiliate her. You've gone out of your way to... it just needs to be studied. And the nerve of this man. Can we hear what he's got to say about it? The nerve. He doesn't actually think it's over. He actually thinks she's bluffing.
I 10 minutes of my life texting somebody that I don't about, throwing it, jeopardizing everything that I have. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Notice how he went to say throwing it all away and then changed it to jeopardize, because he honestly thinks that she's going to take him back. And I honestly hope that she does not. So what can Liz do? Because as you all know, ladies, I'm all about solutions on this channel. Okay, we're not going to bash Liz, because why would we? Okay, she is a victim here, because, oh my God, even throwing your standards out into the world so that men know what to be, okay, when they approach you, I don't condone it. It's very, very dangerous, but that doesn't change the fact that this person is a piece of crap. It doesn't change the fact that he did what he did. It doesn't change the fact that he made a decision to do what he did. So what can Liz do? If, of course, she decides to keep the baby. Get it legal as soon as possible. I've said this 1,000 times before, ladies. Check out every last one of my videos when it comes to this. Get it legal. He may be groveling now and maybe really, really sad now, but you just don't know who this man is. The second you are not with a man anymore, you have to assume that he is going to turn into his worst self, okay? Because I promise you, that man will rewrite history right in front of you, okay? I'm telling you firsthand, that man will rewrite history, okay? You cannot afford to leave it, a couple of years. He's not going to change. He's not going to move. We have an understanding. He's a good guy. The second that man is not with you, he is not the same person that you think you know. That man will potentially have a new group of friends, will have a new girlfriend, and all of a sudden, the things that weren't a problem is a problem now. I'm telling you, ladies, do not make your life harder, okay? Check out my video on divorcing with children. Check out my videos on the Anchorman. Check out every last piece of content I have on my channel, okay? He's not who you think he is, okay? He was already not who you thought he was to actually do this, ladies, okay? So, number one, get it legal. Now, of course, it's going to be very, very different for Liz because the baby's going to be an actual baby. So you're going to have to put something in place with the courts where for the first year, he has supervised visits, like, I don't know, a couple of times a week because you want the baby to get to know him, okay? And then once the baby comes of age, it's going to be something like every other weekend or every week, okay? You're obviously not going to be giving this man 50-50. He doesn't look like a secure person, okay? But if she wants to give him 50-50 so she can have a life, whatever. He's half of that child. He helped to make that child. So yeah, you know what? Maybe get 50-50. But get it legal now, ladies. Do not leave it years, okay, for him to become a whole different person and then for circumstances and then all of a sudden, it's just work. Trust me, get it legal. Number two, get therapy, ladies. Trust me. You may think that you can do this by yourself when you have deep, deep resentment, but 9 times out of 10, we can't. Get CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and work on those demons, okay, so that the next person doesn't have to pay for the sins of the father, literally. You want to truly be able to forgive this man so that you can just get on with your life. You can see him feel nothing and it actually be kind of comical that this person, like this cretin, actually was able to fool you. It will be hilarious. I promise you. It will be so funny. But the fact of the matter is that you will have your beautiful baby out of it. And that, wonderful. Okay. Just the most amazing feeling in the world. Okay. The most amazing. The child's here, there's nothing you can do about it now, okay? Well, in this case, potentially, but we're not going there, okay? Whatever she chooses to do, we will stand behind her because, yeah, it takes years to get the rhythm of it all, and I promise you that it can be a very, very painful process. But back to this. And after therapy, just pour into yourself. Liz will obviously know how to do this. Surround yourself with friends and family. Laugh. Don't rush the process. Don't rush into relationships. I have no doubt that Landon will have a girlfriend probably next week because the Anchorman can't be alone. Okay, he cannot be alone. The Anchorman has no idea what it feels like to sit with his own thoughts. So he will have a girlfriend next week, and Liz will need therapy to deal with that, and that's okay. Okay, that's fine. But there we go, ladies. Those are the 3 things. Make sure that you get it legal. My heart goes out to Liz, and I hope that she's got everybody that she needs around her because the Anchorman is a monster. Make no mistake about it, ladies. If a man ever tries to rush the process with you, you need to run like your life depends on it. You know why? Because it does. Okay, ladies? Don't be a slow learner.
This video is inspired by this guy. So this one's for you, ladies. I don't want y'all to give up hope. Yeah, finding the man that you want is easy. All you have to do is look out for the ones that you don't. If he doesn't say we, leave. If he's vague about your future marriage, for example, not specifically using your name for his future wife, leave. If he doesn't mention kids, leave. If he says everyone ends up cheating anyways, leave. If he pokes fun at or disrespects other people's long-term relationships, for example, calling them miserable anyways, leave. If he enjoys deceiving or lying to other people, leave. If he disappears for long periods of time and hates being questioned, leave. If he still keeps prior relationships close to him, for example, he's still in contact with those girls, leave. All of these things are signs that someone isn't ready to bind their life to yours.
This might be my most unpopular opinion thus far, but I'm going to say it anyway. When it comes to women who are successful in their careers or striving for a career that will have them out earning and outshining most males, I feel as though you can't have both. You can't have both a successful career and a successful partnership with a male. Of course, there are exceptions. However, the overwhelming majority of males cannot handle their woman partner out earning and especially outshining them. The reason why I'm saying this is in response to Wizard Liz. I don't know her content, I don't follow her, but I've heard her story of how she is this relationship guru on YouTube making content to empower women to leave men, all that stuff. And her husband cheated on her while she's 4 months pregnant. I feel like that infidelity is rooted in his own insecurity of her outshining him, and that was a power play. Whenever males cheat on their successful women partners, where she's the more known partner, all I see is a power move. You feel inferior to her, you feel less than to her, you're not the bad bitch of the couple, and you are going to then to boost your own little ego, cheat on her as a means to humble her. And with her content being centered around relationships, that's also public shame. Like it's a power play to me. And I just feel like if you are a woman who is striving for a certain career goal or a certain career level of success that the average male would find intimidating, I would urge you to treat males like dessert and not a main course, because the risk is just too high. It takes a special kind of male ego to be okay with watching their woman thrive beyond their own success. And that's beyond how much money he makes and his own personal career success too. He can have a thriving career, successful career in his own right, and still be upset that his woman partner is outshining him or at his neck. It's really weird and it's really sad, and I wish that society wasn't like this, because women deserve to have both. We deserve to have the partnership and the career. However, we're seeing a consistent pattern that it's a problem, and the amount of males who can handle seeing their woman partner outshine them consistently is very, very small. And not to mention, there's also the issue of that male being okay with you outshining him as long as you stay right here. The minute your success grows beyond his mental parameters, it's a problem. So it's like, when I think about my career and where I want to go in my life, I don't see myself marrying a man and attaching myself to him legally. No, ma'am. The risk is way too high. And you're not about to fuck up my bag because you're in your feelings about your own life. Child, please.
Wizard Liz got cheated on. Wizard Liz got cheated on. Don't want anyone to say, oh my god, she's so dumb. How can she get cheated on? No. This is not about her being stupid. This is about her trusting someone and someone taking advantage of that trust. At the end of the day, you can never be 100% certain who you married, okay? That's what narcissistic people do, okay? They watch you, they study you, they mirror your values, and then they act like the man you dreamed of until they think they got you locked in by making you pregnant or financially dependent, and that's when the mask slips. That's when they show who they really are. She's just beginning again, and so can you. Let me say this loud and clear, she still won because she left. She could have stayed. It would have been easier, right? That's what he thought. She's pregnant, she's tired, she's overwhelmed. He thought she'd be too embarrassed to walk away, but she walked away anyway. Don't dare to reduce her story to evil eye, or she should not have posted her man. The evil eye only hits when Allah allows it. It's not about hiding your blessings, it's about knowing how to protect them and how to walk away when someone abuses them. Anyone thinking, no, she's a single mom, who's gonna want her? Babe, stop. There are men out there begging for a chance to step up, protect, provide, love you and your baby. Being a mother does not lower your value. It makes you more loving, more powerful, more you. Just look at my marriage. Never forget that no woman on this earth wakes up and thinks, I'll stay with a cheater or I'll stay with a man who hits me. It never starts that way, okay? It starts with one mistake, one apology, one breakdown where he cries and says he's sorry, and you think maybe it was just this one time. Maybe he will change. And he won't. And that's how he builds your tolerance up. So if you are in that place watching this, let her story give you the courage to go, because she is not broken, okay? She is just starting again. It's actually crazy. I told you how I met him, and I deliberately didn't say much about myself. I said nothing about myself. I have learned. Men listen first. They study you, especially the manipulative ones, the ones who don't have a real identity. Then they mirror you. And that's how they become your dream men, because you told them what your dreams look like. And us, empathetic girls, we overshare. We want a connection. We want transparency, okay? So we hand them the blueprint of our hearts, and they build a trap with it. But for her, for Liz, it wasn't even preventable. Keep your softness, but don't hand it over easily. She spoke her truth online. Millions watched her grow, heal, and set her standards. And so did he. He played the role until he thought he didn't have to anymore. So if you ever felt stupid for trusting someone, don't. If someone manipulates you after learning who you are, that's not a reflection of your weakness. It's a reflection of his character. Watch them, let them talk, okay? And they will always reveal who they are if you just stay quiet for long enough. Let me say one last thing before I go. This is very important. I never sat my husband down and said, I don't want you to have a second wife. I didn't lecture him. I didn't try to convince him. In fact, I did the opposite. I encouraged it, and I said, yeah, sure. If that's something you want, go for it. It is your right. I wanted to see if that's actually who he is, who he pretends to be, who he becomes after I give a TED talk on why polygamy isn't for me. The truth without pressure. And guess what? He insisted, I don't want that, I just want you. And that's how you know. You don't beg for loyalty. You don't explain your worth. You don't train a man to be who you want. You sit back, act like a pick-me if you have to. Let him show who he really is, because if he's going to cheat on you, marry behind your back, or betray your values, he will do it whether you want him or not. So don't waste your breath teaching him how not to hurt you. Just watch, and when he reveals himself, believe him.
From the time Withered Liz started changing her hair from blonde, cutting her hair, creating a mullet, I knew something was wrong. I say this all the time. When your beauty starts becoming drained, and I'm not saying she was, I'm just saying when you kind of lose your spark, when you start doing weird things like going bleach blonde, I knew, oh, she probably had the type. Why did she go from black hair to blonde? And then just changing it from here, this and that. Oh, mullet, cut it, brown, this. I said, okay, something's not right. When a woman starts moving like that is because the man is draining her or he's not right for her, and it's a cry for help. If you ever find yourself changing how you look very, very drastically when you enter a relationship, then my dear, that man is sucking your energy. If you find that your beauty is fading, that you're losing your spark, then my dear, that man is also sucking your energy. And the thing is, I don't want to seem like a hater or anything like that, but I knew, like, my intuition is crazy. Like, I knew from the time she was changing up her hair, cutting her hair, I was like, a man is meant to upgrade you. You're meant to look better. You're not meant to ruin your beautiful hair. So I was just like, okay, cool. This is definitely an issue going on.
There are two major things that helped Ladyboy Landon land Liz. Good alliteration on my part. The first one is a logistical kind of leverage, which is first mover's advantage. He found and messaged Liz when she was still a very small creator.
I met Landon 3 years ago, and we met online. He was the first man to ever approach me online and to congratulate me on my YouTube success and to say how proud he was of me, and he was so sweet. And
it's like when you find a bad bitch on IG and she has like less than 200 followers. No competition. So he found himself an end very early on with almost no resistance, essentially. The second thing he had going for him was his ability to be a chameleon and mirror and match Liz, or what Robert Greene refers to in his book The Art of Seduction as the ideal lover archetype. The ideal lover's primary tactic is to present themselves as the fulfillment of deep emotional needs for the woman. And they do that by mirroring their target, their ideals, their beliefs, their values, their mannerisms, everything.
He recommended a book that I should read because it really helped him as well, and he was really into the same ideology as me.
In my last video, I said that his mannerisms were very similar to James Charles. That was my way of trying to say he's very feminine. He acts like a woman. And those kinds of mannerisms naturally disarm women because they're not as masculine, they're not as testosteronic, they're not as threatening. Plus, if you watch all their videos together, he knew exactly how to speak her language. He understood the terminology, he knew the lingo, and he knew exactly how to feed into her fantasy. Now, I know what you're thinking. You think you can replicate what he did and bag your own bad bitch too. And you actually can, it will work. But let him be a lesson though. You can only get so much success using dishonesty to get women. At some point, the mask will drop and it could cost you your reputation. Besides, the kind of women that tactic works on anyway are the kind of women that avoid sound logic. She deep down wanted to be lied to the way he lied to her. That's why it worked. It's been Jason Favorite Scientist. With all this information, what you must. The interview is on a crazy sale to the end of the month, and I finally added some in-field footage breakdown. Link in bio.
I'm not going to hold your hand when I tell you this, but the moment that you decide to deal with a man, you are signing up for a humiliation ritual to be done on you. I don't care how pretty you are. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care what you have on your resume that makes you as the best woman. The second you become in proximity to a man, you are signing up to be humiliated. This is why a lot of y'all want to hide your relationships. I don't want anyone to know who I'm with. I don't want to know anyone to know about my man. Yeah, because you don't want to be publicly humiliated. You know that if everyone knows who you're in a relationship with, when he fucks up, then everyone's going to know about it. So you all already know that you all get publicly humiliated when you are dealing with a man, no matter what, regardless. Although I feel terrible for the Wizard Liz, I cannot say that I am shocked. They entered the relationship very, very quickly. It went very, very fast. And not to mention, she downgraded. The thing about it is that when you are a woman, especially a woman who is beautiful, especially when you are a woman who is clearly successful, I'll be honest, I think a lot of women think that there is some man that is looking at her and thinking, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful, she's so successful, I just want to love on her and dote on her and treat her amazing. When in reality, most of the time, there are men looking and they're saying, she's beautiful, she's successful, and I want to come in and I want to ruin all of that. Right? I want to make her look bad. I want to humiliate her. I want to embarrass her publicly because she has a platform that she prides herself on, and I don't have that, and I'm jealous of that, and so I want to go in and I want to ruin that. Even if you don't have a platform, most of the time, men are purposely going to humiliate and embarrass you because they're jealous of you. But when women try to protect other women from this happening, we're the bad guy. Shira 7 gets so much hate from women because at the end of the day, a lot of women don't believe in pattern recognition. Pattern recognition is going to save your life. It is going to save you from a lot of turmoil in life when you trust and accept pattern recognition. One of the main things that the patriarchy does is they want to keep trying to sell to you that there are all these different types of men. Men say this online all the time. You should have chose better. You passed over a good man. They want to try to make it seem as if there are all these different pools of men. No, it's the same pool of men all wearing different masks. And when you have honed in on your pattern recognition skills, once you see it, you can't fucking unsee it. Smart women do very, very well understanding pattern recognition. So when you are a woman that understands, oh, a man is going to be led by his lust, and so therefore he's going to cheat. So therefore, if I'm going to deal with a man, it won't be for love because I'm not going to get love out of that. And pattern recognition has showed me that. The Wizard Liz, okay, Halle Berry, Beyonce, Rihanna, the top of the top women have been getting cheated on. So who do you think you are that it's not going to happen to you? Men are always going to be able to get over on women because men created the playbook to create your pattern recognition for them. Men know that most of you all want love, and men know that you all will do just about anything to be able to have romance and love from a man. You'll drop your career. You'll move away from your family. You will give up your hobbies. You will shut yourself up and lose parts of yourself to be in love. So they understand your pattern recognition, which is why they're able to get over on you. If you are a woman and you still watch movies and you're 30 plus years old and watching a new movie, you're not able to predict what's going to happen in the movie, you have poor pattern recognition. A lot of people that have really good pattern recognition, they don't like to watch movies. You want to know why? Because they realize most movies are predictable, okay? You typically are going to know what's going to happen next in the movie because most people have predictable behavior when you're actually paying attention. And stop trying to make everyone so individualistic. People are really not that individualistic. Men are not that individualistic. The only thing individual about a man is the persona, okay, the mask that he is going to wear when he's going to present to you, and the amount of time it's going to take for that mask to fall off. Those are the only two individual things that are going to make one man different from another man. The mask and the time it's going to take for him to drop it.
I am not surprised that the Wizard Liz got cheated on. This is what happens when you think you're a high vibrational person and you think that you've mastered energy and intuition, and like, she's only 25 years old and I didn't know that. We need to be really careful who we are taking advice from, and no human is evolved enough to not get themselves in horrific human situations. And now she's 4 months pregnant, and that is actual hell to be 4 months pregnant with a man like that. And he's only 25 too, from what I'm seeing. He might even be younger than her. If a man tells you, if anybody tells you within 72 hours that they are in love with you, they are a love bomber. Like, she made such a dumb decision. Like, can we just put that out there? I'm not blaming her for an abusive man ruining her life because it's ultimately his fault, obviously. But for a woman who's so evolved, who gives so evolved, like, nobody, that's the whole thing. Humans don't know what the fuck they are doing. None of us do. Nobody's enlightened. Nobody's like, usually the enlightened people are such spiritual narcissists that they walk themselves right into these kind of situations because they think that they are above the laws of humanity, and you're just not. If you marry a dude within 10 months and get pregnant with him, I don't care if he gives you a big ring. I don't care if he writes a book about how much he loves you. Like, you do not know that person. And the chances of it actually working out are slim to none. Yes, some people meet and they instantly know they want to be together and they have a baby within a year and somehow it works, right? Like, there are random situations like that, but for 99.9% of us, it's not going to go fucking well. Okay, if you marry someone within 10 months, you are an idiot. I'm sorry, not sorry. This is why I don't like all of these manifestation coaches and stuff, because they often don't teach you how to actually have discernment. It's just like, oh, if you put out positive things in the world, only positive things will come back. And if you vibrate at a certain frequency, only people of that frequency can possibly be attracted to you. That's not true. Actually, you're probably going to run into even more dangerous people who know how to prey on people like you, or people who are complete spiritual narcissists. It seems like the guy that she got with is a complete narcissist just in general, but then he also got into all that self-help stuff and like, oh, I manifested Liz. Like, he literally said that. That is so scary. But when you think that the universe is only going to show you things that match your frequency, or that you couldn't possibly attract a horrible man, a horrible covert narcissist, like, that is where this stuff gets so dangerous. And in fact, you can get into even more dangerous human situations because you are just human. And it happened to me so many times when I was deep into this like self-help new age cult, and there are some really beautiful pieces to it, but there is like, this is the perfect example of how dangerous it gets and how you ignore very basic red flags, like a man completely love bombing you. And like, if she was so in control of her own energy and frequency and was manifesting her own experience, like, this wouldn't happen. Right? Like, everybody's so shocked, but no, this is just humans. And that's why you have to learn how to protect yourself and learn about your own tendencies and your own trauma and be able to spot cycles of abuse. Because if this man told her within 72 hours that he was in love with her, that's not a cute love story. It's just not. That's actually really scary. And if she's so evolved but couldn't, and that's also what abuse is. Like, you don't know until you know, especially with a covert person. But that's why I talk about that this stuff with energy and frequency and all this stuff, it doesn't make you a more mature human that makes better decisions. In fact, it can do the opposite. And I feel so sorry for her and my heart breaks for her, but there's so much going on in the spiritual community with Aubrey Marcus. What about Stephen Hilton? Somebody needs to take that man's phone. Oh my god. Anyways, I want to make content about all of that, but this video is for educational purposes only.
The fact that people are saying this guy is creepy, that he studied her, he has been monitoring her, well, it gives me some sort of concern, but I want to believe that. And someone was even saying he was going to unalive her. Man, I mean, that is wild. But I want to believe that this lady knows what to do and how to protect herself from this individual. Because there was a point where she said in a video they did together that he is very controlling. And that is something to look out for when you have a man who is extremely controlling. Right. And also, she is saying that, she's going to sell a ring, which costs like $10,000, and use the money to take care of or help single mothers. I mean, girl, just do you. And the fact that someone else also said that she should go ahead and, take out the pregnancy. I mean, that is crazy. Why? No, that is wrong in every way. Why should she do that? She's pregnant already. She might as well just keep the baby and move on with her life. I mean, eventually something happens along the way, and I pray nothing happens, but yeah, that is understandable. But not her intentionally going to just terminate the pregnancy because she broke up with a man. I mean, it's a body, a choice anyway. You guys, what are your thoughts concerning this? Please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you on the video. Bye.